Namaskaram. Happy Janmashtami. Janmashtami Day has been a great tradition for all of us. He is not only a yoga purusha, he is a yoga purusha, Yogeshwara, or the Lord of Yoga or God of Yoga. Lalaji Maharaj, our Adi Guru, Sahaj Marg, he revered, honored, respected, loved Lord Krishna immensely. He wrote once that he scanned the entire spiritual galaxy of India's spiritual history and found Lord Krishna as the brightest star in the sky. Babuji Maharaj also said that Lord Rama, the avatar Purusha, who built the foundation of ethics and culture of the society, Lord Krishna, governing the present epoch of this Kali Yuga, built upon that foundation of ethics and morality and introduced bhakti, love for God, into spiritual practice. It is well understood in Sahaj Marg system that if we work to continue to perform our karmas at a mental level or at a physical level, they can become a drag without passion behind it, without love behind it. And if we can introduce love for God while we are working, then that very karma yoga becomes some sort of blessing, it becomes bhakti. Otherwise, it will always remain as labor. Similarly, learning of knowledge, imbibing gyan as we call it, it gets spoiled, like milk gets spoiled and becomes curd. Knowledge also gets polluted because of ego, unless Lord dominates, Lord takes the central position of that jnana. Only then Gyan becomes bhakti, otherwise it remains or it represents itself as foolishness. The next significant role of Lord Krishna's life was transmitting this spiritual energy which we know today as pranahuti, offered in the Sahaj Marg system. It wasn't possible to download the entire knowledge verbally to Arjun in the form of 700 slokas and 18 chapters. At the crucial moment when war is about to begin, bugles were already sounding from all corners. And there comes a moment where Arjuna gives up and he says, I cannot fight this war. You can imagine the situation there. So Lord Krishna transmitted this knowledge to him. Sage Vyasa observed what was transmitted in few seconds, and he translated and transcribed those moments of transmission, transcribed today, and as we know it as Gita, 700 slokas. Only the modern man can understand how this transmission happens, how this downloading happens. We can download gigabytes of memory in less than a second. So it can be understood today and it can conceive the very idea of transmission of knowledge. During his lifetime itself, when Lord Krishna was to leave for the brighter world, Uddhava could perceive that final moment and say, Lord, what to do? You are about to leave this world. You are not sharing anything. Well, Lord Krishna, it seems I must have told him that you lead the pack. Teach them bhakti. Share this knowledge, aspect of bhakti, awareness of bhakti with gopis and rest of the world. The same tradition continues today in the form of bhakti. Bhakti, according to Lord Krishna, is not about just mere external worship, but everything that we do, we dedicate that to Lord Himself. Every facet of existence vibrates with that love for the ultimate. Then it is called true bhakti. Bhakti gets tainted, gets polluted, like milk gets spoiled with a small drop of lemon, becomes yogurt. Moment we ask, moment we become greedy, even the idea of Brahma Vidya, idea of liberation, even if such thought passes by your mind and say, Lord, I am worshipping you, I am meditating, I am performing this bhakti, can you give me a little bit of peace? This transaction will spoil it, because bhakti cannot demand anything. Bhakti is all about love, for the sake of love for the Lord. We exist for the Lord, just to serve Him. His life will always remain a beacon of spiritual brightness, spiritual life. We have to imbibe that and make His essence a part of our life. The hierarchy of masters of Sahaj Marg system begins with Lord Krishna, and it continues. So many of you may be aware, some of you may not be aware. The masters of the hierarchy that begins with Lord Krishna and Radha. Then comes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gautam Buddha, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Swami Vivekananda, Lalaji Maharaj, Babuji Maharaj, Chariji Maharaj, and the trend continues. Sometimes it's difficult to remember all these names, so please forgive me, because I cannot repeat all the names. They are there in the books. But how does it matter? The Lord Krishna's name was there first, or Lalaji's was first, or no name was mentioned. How does it matter? And even if the names are mentioned, how do we know the essence of those great beings unless we ourselves become that essence? So the call of the hierarchy is only one simple thing: become like them, becoming, and submit that becoming at their feet. Dedicate that becoming and annihilate yourself. Annihilate doesn't mean burning yourself, no, destroying, no, transcending this becoming itself. new thing begins then after, of which we have no idea what becomes of us later. But at least become those qualities, have some interest in becoming like them, make space in our life for them, make ourselves available for them. This availability of ourself, our art, our efforts is very crucial. Right now, we are available. They can work on us. Imagine if you were not here meditating in one group. That is being available, being exposed to the divine transmission, to their grace, so that this osmosis can happen between us and them. Similarly, at home, are we available? Are we exposing to this pranahuti, to the grace that descends from above? If we are not available, if we are not open to receive it, how can we transform ourselves? So availability is the key to spiritual transformation. You can be physically available, but what if the heart is closed? So there are many hurdles for the one who does not want to, but for the one who really wants to advance, there cannot be any excuse. So let's commit ourselves that there will not be any more excuses to this availability. Thank you.